You have one life to live. Who are you living it for? Life is short. It goes by fast. You never know when it's your last breath you take. And since time doesn't stop, I just always want to be able to look back and be really glad I did something. I damn sure don't want to look back and wish I would have. I can't go back and redo it. Just like you can't go back and change anything from your past. Here you are trying to move forward in life, but you're still looking in the rearview mirror. You need to look straight ahead of you if you want to get to your destination that's there.
You're not good enough. You never will be. Give up. You're going to embarrass yourself. Stop trying. Why would you want to make a fool of yourself? It's really best if you just play small, blend in, fit in, but don't be yourself. Nobody's going to like you. Well, fuck that. And fuck them. Maybe it's time for you to believe in yourself. Maybe it's time for you to take a chance on yourself. I did. I finally said no to mediocrity and yes to me. And now, I am free of limiting beliefs and invisible chains that once held me back. I'm living the life I was meant to live. So can you. But you're going to have to shatter your limiting beliefs and heal your mindset to become who the fuck you were meant to be. It's time. It's your time. And it's your turn. Let this year be your year. That you turn things around and live the life you were meant to live. So, who wants to unfuck their mind?
Hi everyone, Janna here, and Happy New Year. It's crazy to think it's almost mid-January. 2023 just went by so fast. It really, really did. And, I don't know if you're one of those people who, sit down at the end of the year and you think about what goals you want to accomplish for the next year. I don't. I personally like to do it by week or by month and kind of break it up that way. I find that they're just more achievable, So the one thing I do at the end of the year, though, is I self-reflect and I reflect on everything that I accomplished that I wanted to accomplish that I, didn't think I would. And then, of course, areas where I think like I could do better at, So for me, 23 was a big year. I started this podcast, which thank you all so much for supporting me. It means so very much. And I also wrote a book. In fact, my book, which is Unfuck Your Mind, it comes out, I believe, tomorrow. You should be listening to this on January 10th. My book is going to be released on January 11th. So please, please, please get ready for that. And if you would support me on buying my book and reading it, that would mean the absolute world. I would love to hear your comments and testimonials and just what you think about it. I poured my heart and soul into it, and it was a labor of love. And that book was inside of me. And the book was going to be about Lyme disease. And I had no idea that book that I wrote was there in me. And so it's just a crazy, crazy feeling to think that I have a book out now, right? And so writing that book healed parts of me that I didn't even know were still there for healing. And if you've listened to some of my past episodes on healing, you know that I don't personally believe that someone's ever 100% healed. I think healing looks very different for everyone, but it also looks different based upon where you are in life and what triggers you. And I think that healing just means that when you get triggered by something that you associate with what hurt you, that you don't just freak out and recluse and, just like ruins your day. Healing is when you feel the trigger, but you're able to decipher that and you're able to know like why you're getting triggered. And so as you read the book, you'll understand why there were certain areas of my life where I had no idea there was still some healing there to do. My publisher told me writing a book is a fast track to healing, and man, was she right. So my book, Unfuck Your Mind, Shattering Limiting Beliefs to Become Who You Were Meant to Be, it is all about healing your mind. And let me tell you something, as a nutritionist, if you've listened to my past episodes, I have talked about if you heal your gut, then you heal your brain, you heal your body. But when you heal your mind, you heal your life. Because when you have the right mindset and you're not held back by invisible chains that are made up by limiting beliefs that were formed in our environment growing up and every single experience that ever happened to us from our childhood and from then, if you don't heal those, they are holding you back in life. You might not think so. If somebody would have told me that even just 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I I don't know if I even would have quite understood that. But now that I'm on the other side of it, not only do I fully understand it, I see the difference in my life. In August of 23, I chose myself for the first time ever. I chose to believe in myself. I said yes to myself, and I said yes to my dreams. And it seemed kind of crazy for me. I remember when I told my kids in August of 23, I want to start my own podcast because I want to share with the world my journey with Lyme disease and how I got well. And I want to write a book because I want to help as many people as possible. And one day I want to speak on a stage. But for this first 12 months, I just want to get a podcast going. In 2023, I started my podcast, which is now a top podcast. And I wrote a book that's coming out tomorrow. And I've given a keynote speech. And it's really crazy when I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I did all that. I accomplished that. I accomplished those things on my own. And the feeling of fulfillment is beyond a description I can give you. And so the one thing I do know that I did differently in August of 23 was I just said yes to myself. I said yes to myself for the first time. It was the first time I ever believed in myself. And I went after my dreams. I no longer cared what people said, what people thought, how many times I had to make a mistake before I succeeded. But I just decided I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go, go, go. I'm going to go after what I want. I'm going to go after my purpose. I'm going to go after that fire I feel burning deep down inside of what I'm meant to do here. And the universe is just waiting for me to choose me. And the universe answered, you all have that same gift, every single one of you. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. But tell me, what are you going to lose if you do believe me? What are you going to lose if you take a chance? You might lose your doubt. You might lose your doubt that it's true, but you'll gain so much more. So the reason most people don't succeed in life, the reason most people don't accomplish their dreams and live their true purpose here on earth is their simple lack of belief in them, in their own selves. They are in their own way. Literally, you are in your own way. Anything else you say is keeping you back and holding you down. Those are your excuses. Excuses do nothing except hold you back. Excuses are your fears and your insecurities that you choose to listen to. Yes, I said choose. You choose to listen to them. You don't have to listen to every damn word, every damn thought that comes your way. You can choose to say, I choose to believe different. I tell you what, when I was so sick with Lyme disease, the game changer for me in getting well, and the reason I did is because one day I said, fuck it. Fuck you, Lyme. You got in the wrong body. It's time to get out. Fuck you, naysayers. Fuck you that say I can't get well. Who are you to tell me that? I decided to believe different. And when I decided to believe different, my actions followed my thoughts. Your actions follow your thoughts. Think about that for a second. Your actions, what you do in life, your choices and decisions follow what you are thinking. That might be scary when you think about what you've been thinking about today or lately. But think about how much negative self-talk that goes on in your head. Think about the self-criticism that you do every day. Are you where you want to be in life right now? If you are, then you understand what I'm saying is 100% true. If you're not, then you best believe what I'm saying is true. I will never talk about or teach anything that I haven't walked through the fire of and that I have 100% proof of. I'm telling you, when you heal your mind, you heal your life. the level of success of your mind determines the level of success in every single aspect in your life. I'm still mind blown at what I've accomplished in 2023. I can't believe tomorrow I have a book coming out. It's going to be out for you to read it. Can't pull it back now, but I don't want to. My book, that's a gift to you. It's a gift from me to you. So if you're curious about what my book is about, it's all about unfucking your mind so you can live the life that you're meant to live. Get rid of the invisible chains. Shatter your limiting beliefs. You don't think you have limiting beliefs? Read the book. You'll understand. So that's the topic that I want to discuss today is freeing your mind. We become prisoners in our own mind and we give our thoughts the power. Our thoughts control us instead of the other way around. You have a negative tape that's just on repeat in your head over and over and over. That negative tape is made up of every single fear and insecurity and limiting belief that formed in your childhood and the environment you grew up in. And that's not saying you grew up bad. Okay? I feel like I grew up in a pretty typical normal household, but I had some limiting beliefs and a negative tape in my head that formed a lot from that childhood. You don't have to have, a traumatic event that had happened, something huge. It's just the product of growing up. There's so many influences growing up. The way your family interacts, the way your peers interacted, the teachers you were around, the things you saw. And then on top of that, it's not only the things that you saw, it's how your body digested it, how it made you feel. And then from that moment forward, as you went through your own experiences growing up, you made decisions and digested things based upon what you had seen and learned and how it affected you. And it stays with us. It stays with you until you go back and you find each limiting belief and you pull it up by its root and you shatter it. You get rid of it. You break those invisible chains that are holding you back. You take control of your life. You have one life to live. Who are you living it for? Are you living it for your spouse, your parents, your social group? Are you living it because you're something in your mind you're trying to prove? You're somebody or people you're trying to prove wrong, people who might not even, think about you anymore, but you're just trying to prove something. I am good enough. I'll show you. I can do it. I'm better. Those are the wrong reasons, my friend. You're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. You're exhausting your own energy. For who? Life is short. It goes by fast. You never know when it's your last breath you take. And since time doesn't stop, I just always want to be able to look back and be really glad I did something. I damn sure don't want to look back and wish I would have. I can't go back and redo it. Just like you can't go back and change anything from your past. But yet here you are trying to move forward in life, but you're still looking in the rearview mirror. You need to look straight ahead of you if you want to get to your destination that's there. But you can't do so when you're held on by the past and it's controlling you. You have to shatter your limited mindset and free yourself from the pain and the insecurities that have been holding you back in life. Don't you want that? So if you're thinking, gosh, Janna, so you said yes to yourself and like all these things happened. It was not that easy. It was not. But I will tell you what, the universe did quickly answer. The universe answered. I'm like, oh, I want to start a podcast. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't have a fucking clue what to do. I don't know anybody to call up. I don't have a friend doing it. I have no knowledge of it. But I knew in my brain that a lot of people start podcasts. So I can too. I can figure it out. I just said yes to myself. I got a part of an amazing mastermind of like-minded women. And let me tell you, the first time meeting them, I was scared shitless. I felt like I didn't belong. All those old fears and insecurities were coming. And I just realized, hey, I'm listening to that negative tape. And I went for it. So some of my best friends in that group now, after over a year, my second year into it. I met my mentor, who's my soul sister and my dear, dear friend. And we hold each other accountable. And through that, I met my publisher. And through that, I got the opportunity to speak on a stage. But none of it was easy. There was a lot of work. There's a ton of work that goes into doing this podcast. I don't make money off of it. I pay to do it. But guess what? I choose to do it every single week, multiple times a week. because I want to help spread the message of healing from the inside out, whether it's through nutrition or our mindset. Because I think there's an unspoken promise when someone gets well, whether it's healing yourself from Lyme disease like I did or shattering limiting beliefs and healing my mindset. I believe there's an unspoken promise that now I need to go show and help others how to do the same. And you know what? It all pays off. It does. I no longer live my life trying to appease anyone else except my own damn self. That is not selfish. It's selfish for people to think that you need to live your life based upon their ideas, their insecurities, their fears, what makes them comfortable. Fuck that. Anyone makes you feel like that, they need to find the door and leave. So 2024, what do you want? What do you want out of this year? Where do you want to see yourself a year from now? Think about that for a second. So if you think you can hit the pause button and make it all happen and then hit play again, that's not how it works. Time just ticks on by, doesn't stop. So you can look back and be really glad you did, or look back and wish you would have. I don't ever want to live with regret. I don't regret one damn thing. I can't change anything by doing that. And regret like that, it just becomes a burden inside. And I don't need that either. I'm going to live my life, my one life, to the very fullest that I can. And I want to show my kids that they can do the same. And I can't show them that if I'm not doing it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in. No, I did not have an episode that came out last week. I needed a break to finish my book. And if you don't mind setting a little reminder in your phone to buy my book, it's going to be out tomorrow, January 11th. You can go to my Instagram, Revived by Janna. You can go to my website, revivedbyjanna.com. You can go to Amazon and search Janna Johnson or Unfuck Your Mind. And I had to put an asterisk where the U is. But it would mean the absolute world to me if you read my book, and I would love to know what you think. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to my podcast on a podcasting platform like Spotify or Apple Podcast or Amazon Podcast. And subscribe and rate and leave me a review as well. It helps me out. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.